Welcome to Let's Talk About It. Here we go! Holy crap!
Looks like you already have.
I need guns. Alrighty guys, welcome back to Let's Talk About It. The show we talk about everything going on in the movie and TV world. I'm your host, and before we start guys, please make sure you press that subscribe button because it helps us on our goal to 1,000 subscribers. And we don't have a lot of topics today. We really only have 3 topics we're going to talk about today. We got a brand new Christopher Nolan movie coming out soon, and with a very much stacked cast, very much excited for it. Whenever Christopher Nolan does something, I'm very excited. And this cast, guys, we look at this cast: Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Mia Goth, Zendaya, Anne Hathaway, Lupita Nyong'o, Robert Pattinson, Charlize Theron, Benny Safdie, John Bernthal. Like, look at that cast and be like, oh my god, like, Christopher Nolan just has this essence of recruiting just the most talented people in the world to all star in a movie together. Even if it's like a small role in like Rami Malek in Oppenheimer, where he's literally on screen for like maybe a minute, it's still going to put an impact on people. And we got this new movie, Odysseus, coming out, and we've all been wondering, is Matt Damon the lead, or is it going to be Tom Holland? Because we all thought Tom Holland would be lead this movie. Well, according to Variety and a new look on Instagram from Universal and the movie, we have the official title of the movie, but also our first look at Matt Damon as the hero, Odysseus. According to Variety, guys, the Odyssey first look, Matt Damon is Odysseus in Christopher Nolan's next epic. Now, it's not a trailer, it's not a description of the movie, it's literally a picture of Matt Damon in his full Odysseus look, came with the Roman-style helmet, with the cape flapping and everything. It looks good. Matt Damon looks good. And I'm looking at this I'm like, damn, this movie's already looking cool. Like, it's Christopher Nolan, guys. We gotta remember, this guy does not spare any expense. He's like, we can do this, right? It's like, Chris, we can't do that. No, the question is, yes, we can do this. Like Oppenheimer. Who would have thought a movie about a scientist could be so interesting in a world where people are like, I don't like when movies talk all the time. I just want to see explosions. Oppenheimer did the opposite. It was the character building. It was the characters. It was the dialogue in that movie that really was like, oh my god, so great. Like, one of my favorite lines from Oppenheimer is when they're going off recruiting scientists. It's not one of those big, it's not the atomic bomb scene. It's not like a total knockout scene you're gonna remember, but it's a scene where they're recruiting scientists, and you have Matt Damon there. You also have Cillian Murphy there, and they're literally going, and like one of the scientists asks, "Why would we go somewhere we don't know for who knows how long?" And this is what Matt Damon says. He's like, "Why? Why? Because it's the most important thing to happen in the history of the world." Like, that just sounds chills down your spine. Like, Christopher Nolan's not just a great director, but the people he hires to write his films, to work on his films, he just makes masterpiece after masterpiece. Sure, you can say Tenet isn't really a masterpiece. I still enjoy Tenet for what it is. But look at his film industry. Oppenheimer, Dunkirk, the Batman, even the Batman movies. Like, I enjoy every single one of those movies. Like, he is just he knows how to tell stories. And I think he's probably, right now, I think he is the best director working in Hollywood right now. Now, you could say, oh, so what about Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese? Yes, those are legendary directors. But I'm talking about right now. Right now, if I was going to do those 3 directors, whose movie would you want to go see? Scorsese, Spielberg, or Nolan? I'm picking Nolan. I love Spielberg. I love Scorsese. They're great directors. But Christopher Nolan, I think, is number 1 right now, in my opinion. He is the number 1 guy, number 1 director in the world, in my opinion, right now. And say what you want to say, that I'm not, oh, he's not the best director in the world. I'm like, this guy, when he makes a movie, it is a motion picture event. It doesn't matter what the movie is. It could be a movie about I don't know, a talking dog. Christopher Nolan could make a Scooby-Doo freaking movie, and I would be there day one. I don't really care about Scooby-Doo, but because it's Christopher Nolan, I'm going to go see it. He just knows how to tell a story. And there's a lot, it feels like we're in an age where we have so many movies, so far this year, guys, I've been disappointed by movies this year. Flight Risk, disappointment. I was going to go see Love Hurts. Another RT score, terrible. Didn't go see it. Captain America, ultimately wasn't what I was hoping it was going to be, but wasn't great. I love just seeing Christopher Nolan do films. I love his films. Like, guys, you have to admit, you're gonna, when you hear the name Christopher Nolan, you're not just gonna be like, oh, wait till that's on streaming. No, you're gonna go see that right away. And this look at Matt Damon playing the lead role, I'm very excited for him because when I'm looking at this, I'm feeling like, man, is this gonna replace his Chinese ponytail movie? Because The Great Wall, God, that movie was terrible, guys. The Great Wall was terrible. I'm really happy for Matt Damon. Maybe he gets a Cillian Murphy moment. Maybe he gets nominated for Best Actor. Who knows? Guys, we haven't seen anything from the movie. The only thing we've seen now is a picture of him. I cannot see what the rest of the cast looks like. I cannot wait for this movie to come out. I know it's going to be like 3 to 4 hours because, the tale of Odysseus is the Odyssey is very, very long, ladies and gentlemen. It is not short, so I feel like this movie could be 3 to 4 hours. Hey, Oppenheimer was over 3 hours. We all went to go see that shit. That shit made $900 million. But guys, what do you think of this first look at Matt Damon as Odysseus in the Christopher Nolan epic? Leave a comment down below, and let's move on to our next topic here today. Alright, this isn't really a topic, really, not really a topic, but not really a story that was shared on any of, the main websites we go to look at news. It was something I just kind of want to talk about. It has to do with Captain America, of course. The Captain America post-credit scene, which by far I believe is the worst single post-credit scene Marvel has ever done. I am going to put a little spoiler up because this is going to have spoilers for Captain America Brave New World because, guys, it's been out for 5 days now. We can talk about the movie. If you haven't seen it, sorry, click out the video and go see the movie and then come back and watch this. But, we end the movie with the leader telling Sam Wilson that the others are coming. The others are coming. First off, how the hell does he know this? Not even explain how he knows about the multiverse and, the others are coming, which it's very, very, very vague. And it was a very, very poor scene. It was very, very bad and crazy. But it got me thinking, why didn't the leader just say he's coming? Now, this is where I'm going with this. We know Robert Downey is coming back as Dr.Doom. So why wouldn't the leader said he is coming? Why the others? That got me thinking. Maybe Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man is not the only alternate hero turned villain coming back in this movie. This got me thinking. What if Robert Downey Jr. is going around multiverses recruiting the most evil individuals he can? Because I personally think the movie's going to start off with just Dr. Doom annihilating the Council of Kings, wrapping up that storyline like, you think King's bad? Look at this guy, Dr. Doom. But Chris Evans coming back. First off, Chris Evans is no longer... It's Captain America. Does not exist in our MCU anymore. We love to say he does. Like, he's just an old man. Like, you're not going to bring back an old man Steve Rogers to fight in a multiverse of war. Just can't do that. But this got me thinking, what if he goes and recruits the most evil versions of the Avengers in other universe? What if he goes and recruits Captain Hydra? What if he goes and recruits a Hulk who has destroyed, aka Maestro, who has destroyed multiverses? What if he recruits a Black Widow and Hawkeye, who are the most dangerous assassins to ever live? What if he recruits a Thor who is just plain evil? Like, that actually makes sense to me. Like, what if these heroes have to go against the individuals who the world saw as heroes for the first time in New York and be like, those guys are the guys we have to fight against, and they have no idea how to beat it? And it sets up Secret Wars perfectly as well, because in Secret Wars, it can be Doom, it can be someone else, but basically the Avengers lose in Secret Wars, and it's forged into this world called Battle World. And in the new Secret Wars comics, I think it was back in 2016, which I read, which was a very good comic, Doom enlisted certain individuals to govern different parts of Battleworld. You know, there was a part of Battleworld where Mr. Sinister ruled. You know, there was a place where Odin ruled, and he had like a Thor army. The main place where Dr.Doom ruled. Like, you could do something like that and have all these Avengers be a part of those areas. The thing is, if they wanted to just say him, the leader would have said, he is coming. No, he said the others are coming. So maybe this doesn't mean anything. Maybe it's just maybe this gets blown out of proportion when the movie comes out. But I honestly think the idea of having other characters from actors who have passed on playing Marvel roles come back as alternate villains of those characters would make a lot of sense. You know, what if you have Sam Wilson go up against Captain Hydra? What are those different philosophies where Sam's like, I fought alongside you, Steve. I know you're a good man at heart. You're the one who fought. You're the one who taught me what Captain America means. And you have this Captain Hydra who believes is the exact opposite what Steve Rogers Captain America did, even though he is still Steve Rogers. Like, that could be really good. Having like a world breaker Hulk, you know, possibly going up against Bruce Banner or Harrison Ford's Red Hulk in Avengers Doomsday. Tell me that wouldn't be freaking awesome to see that. Maybe even freaking Maestro in there. If you don't know who Maestro is, go check out the Old Man Logan comics. Guy's a freaking menace. But my God, I have to believe when the leader says they, he means not just one, but also some other multiversal variants of our Avengers that we've known and loved are going to show up back as villains in this movie. But guys, what do you think about my little theory right now? That I think that maybe Robert Downey Jr. isn't the only villain coming back to destroy the multiverse. What if it's the alternate evil Avengers coming to destroy everything we know about the MCU? Leave your comments down below, and let's move on to our final topic here today, everyone. Box office results, guys. Box office. We've all been wondering, how well will Captain America Brave New World do? And it did good. It did good. According to Box Office Mojo, of course, Cap 4 was the biggest box office movie of the week at number 1, but it managed to get $100 million domestic, 92.4 international, with a total of $192.4 million worldwide. This is okay. I'm going to say okay, because I don't think we can really call this movie a success or a flop until that second weekend happens. The second weekend of this movie is going to determine whether this movie is good or bad. So, I thought, while we were wondering, like, how good is this? How good are these numbers? I say we kind of look back at, like, kind of the area where Captain America is going against. Because I think a lot of people are going to be looking at Captain America and Ant-Man Wasp and Quantumania very close together. Because it kind of feels like a lot of the audience feels the same way everyone felt after Ant-Man Quantumania. Oh, like people didn't like Ant-Man Quantumania, but it still made $100 million its opening weekend. Another 4-day weekend. Maybe February is just like a bad month for Marvel to release movies now. But let's compare these two movies. So guys, right now we're looking at the box office numbers for Cap 4 and Ant-Man Wasp Quantumania, and we're gonna put the Marvels in there as well. So let's just kind of look at all this. So Captain America: Brave New World, $100 million opening weekend for the 4-day. For the 3-day, it's 88.5, which that's going to be actually the real opening. 88.5 million is the real just opening for Cap 4. Now let's compare this to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Opening weekend for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, 106 million. Yes, 106 with a 2,114 gross. So Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is kind of beating that right now, which that's not surprising. This was coming off, that movie was building off Kang. Everyone's like, oh, we're going to see Kang for the first time. So that makes sense. Marvels, we can't really compare it to because Marvels was 46 million opening, 84 million gross first weekend. Okay, so Captain America beats that. But, The second weekend for Ant-Man and Lost Quantumania is going to be a different story. All right. So, if we look at Ant-Man and Lost Quantumania, its second weekend, it made $40 million with a 71% drop. Now, this is why I'm saying we can't count Captain America out yet. Captain America, this second weekend is going to be one of the most important weekends for the movie. If this movie has a huge drop, if it's like in the 70s, I think if it's in the 70s like Ant-Man, if it's even like it's 65, this movie, I believe, if it's around 55 to 60 million, possibly in its second weekend, I can see that maybe this movie will be successful. Now, the Marvels also had a pretty big drop that second weekend as well. The Marvels was just ultimate failure, guys. That movie was ultimate failure. Marvels had, again, another 71% drop. So is this kind of going towards the way like, oh, is Captain America Brave New World going to have a 71% drop? It could. It could very much have that 70% drop and just keep dropping and dropping week by week. I actually think this movie will have a much smaller drop than we think. Not because I think, I know it's an okay movie, guys. I know this movie's okay. But, I don't know, for some reason, I feel like this movie will have legs. I do. Sure, it's not a good movie. It's not a great movie. It's not even a bad movie. It's an okay movie. Guys, when I came out with Ant-Man and Lost Quantumania, I did not like the movie. I was like, that was bad. With the Marvels, though, I thought was okay. But the thing with the Marvels, which was different, is this was just a bunch of Disney Plus characters in a Captain Marvel movie, and they didn't really explain how. I think with Captain America, they kind of do explain the movie about kind of what happened on the Disney Plus series, about all the Captain America stuff, and I think people are gonna go back to see it. Guys, the thing that's lucky about this is Captain America has no competition. There is nothing else coming out until maybe the first week of March when we have Mickey 17 coming out. Nothing. There's nothing coming. Captain America is it. Captain America is it. I think this will have a Mufasa effect. Mufasa. Okay movie. Haven't seen it. What I've heard, it's okay. Not good as the original. Not as good as Lion King. That movie's at $600 million right now. I still think this movie can do well. And I do believe, in my opinion, that Sam Wilson deserves another movie. I do. I would watch another Sam Wilson Captain America movie. And there's a lot of notion out there that Steve Rogers is the only Captain America, like I said in my review. He is not the only Captain America. There have been 500 other Spider-Mans. There have been other people who have been Batman. Sure, Steve Rogers is the de facto Captain America, the guy who was the first Cap, but that doesn't mean he has to be the only one. Sam Wilson's a great Captain America. I don't get this motion where people are like, the movie was okay, but Sam Wilson's still not Captain America. I think he is Captain America. This guy is Captain America, and I enjoy it. So, what this movie has to do, I think it's in a good position. Nothing's really coming out for the next few weeks. If this movie can have a very small drop, not small, in the maybe 50 to 60 percentile, which is still not great, I think this movie will be a much better box office wise than Ant-Man, than the Marvels, because it's going to surpass the Marvels, guys. The Marvels was 206 worldwide. Captain America's at 192. It's going to be more than Marvels. The question is, it needs to make more than Quantumania. It does. I'm saying this. It's no way sugarcoating it. This movie needs to make more than Quantumania, which Quantumania was made about $476 million. Captain America needs to make 500. It does. If it makes 500, if it can get through that $500 million mark, guys, if it can get there, I'm going to call the movie a success. I don't care. Most of you guys were like, it didn't make $1 billion. It's a failure. No, not every movie needs to make $1 billion for it to be successful. Did Sonic the Hedgehog 3 make $1 billion? No. Was that movie successful? Fuck yes, it was. That movie's almost at $500 million. Not every movie needs to make $1 billion. Not every movie can make $1 billion. Oppenheimer Didn't make $1 million. Did we call that movie a failure? There's this notion out there that if your movie does not make $1 billion, it is considered a failure. Now, was The Marvels a failure? Yes. But that was the lowest grossing MCU movie of all time. Yes. See, I don't compare Captain America Brave New World actually to Ant-Man or The Marvels. In the same way I feel like about Captain America, I feel the same way about Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 is an okay movie. There are some really cool things in Iron Man 2 with the roadie and Tony Stark fighting like in like the garden. That was cool. There was some boring stuff in there, but that movie's enjoyable. I go back and watch it. I'll say it. I'll go back and watch Captain America: Brave New World. I like it. I think it's okay. I'm not saying it's my favorite movie ever, guys. It's okay. I don't think it's terrible. I was expecting it to be terrible. Maybe that's why I was so surprised by it, because I thought it was going to be terrible with all the reshoots and everything, but it's okay. I don't get why all these people are like, it's the worst, it's terrible. I would not go watch that again. Like, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. But I think it's an okay movie. I think they did the best they could. They did the best they could. Sure, it could have been better. Sure, they should have had better writers. Sure, there were some things that were silly and things that didn't work. But the fight at the Celestial Island, that was awesome. The fight against Red Hulk, even if I think it was too short, was great as well. There are good things about the movie. I can say, Ant-Man Wasp: Quantumania, I can't say one single fight sequence that I said that was good. Sure, Jonathan Majors in the movie was excellent. He was excellent. But there was nothing in the film story-wise where I was like, that was cool. I remember that. For Captain America: Brave New World, I can say that the Celestial Island fight, the Red Hulk fight, are great. Like, I can't say that about Quantumania. I can't say that. I can't say that about The Marvels. I think The Marvels are an okay movie, but I can't say any of the fight sequences in that movie are things I'm going to remember fondly on the MCU. But guys, what do you think about this? Captain America: Brave New World gets $100 million in its 4-day opening weekend. 88.5 in its free day. Do you guys think this will be a success? And do you think the second weekend is going to be one of the most important weekends for this movie? And do you think this movie can be successful? I believe it can. I believe it can. And that's it for this episode of Let's Talk About It. Leave your comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.